In the 1820s, several pivotal events shaped the United States. The Missouri Compromise of 1820 allowed Missouri to enter the Union as a slave state and Maine as a free state, maintaining the balance of power in Congress. It also established the 3630 line, banning slavery north of it in the Louisiana Territory, addressing the rising sectional tensions over slavery. Just a few years later, in 1823, President James Monroe issued the Monroe Doctrine, warning European powers to cease colonization efforts in the Americas. This doctrine asserted U.S. dominance in the Western Hemisphere and became a cornerstone of history of U.S. foreign policy. In 1824, the Gibbons versus Ogden Supreme Court case bolstered the federal government's power by ruling that only Congress could regulate interstate commerce, setting a precedent for a federal authority over states. The Erie Canal, completed in 1825, revolutionized transportation by linking the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean, fueling trade and westward expansion, while making New York City a critical commercial hub. Culturally, the Hudson River School of Painting emerged as the first major American art movement, focusing on the beauty of the American landscape and fostering national pride. The Southern economy, particularly with the invention of the cotton gin, became increasingly dependent on cotton agriculture, which in turn fueled the demand for slave labor, making the U.S. a global leader in cotton production. Simultaneously, the Second Great Awakening, a religious revival movement, spurred social reforms in abolition, temperance, and education. The formation of the American Temperance Society in 1826 advocated for reducing alcohol consumption, influencing public opinion, and future laws. The 1828 election of Andrew Jackson reflected the rise of Jacksonian democracy, expanding voting rights for white men and reshaping American politics. Finally, the Indian removal policy initiated in the 1820s laid the groundwork for the forced relocation of Native American tribes, leading to the Indian Removal Act of 1830 and the tragic consequences of the Trail of Tears. Together, these events significantly influenced the political, social, and economic development of the United States in the 19th century. Also, some learning essentials from this decade. The first one, describing the impact of nationalism on the nation's foreign policy. Nationalism in the early 19th century greatly influenced U.S. foreign policy, exemplified by the Monroe Doctrine of 1823, which asserted American dominance in the Western Hemisphere and warned European powers against further colonization. This policy marked a shift towards an assertive, self-confident stance in internal affairs. The second point, summarize the struggle over the issue of slavery as the nation grew. As the U.S. expanded westward, the issue of slavery became a central conflict with the Missouri Compromise of 1820, attempting to maintain a balance between slave and free states. However, the expansion of cotton agriculture and growing demand for slave labor deepened the divide, setting the stage for future debates and conflicts over slavery that would eventually lead to the Civil War.